Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Tuplex. Yeah, you know what? I think what was causing my FPS to drop was my recording software, not the game. I use OBS to record with, and since the last episode and this one, I'm basically just doing back-to-back episodes right now. I restarted OBS and the FPS is a lot better now, so that's good to know. Hopefully in the future I can just restart that when I see the issue. Okay, so I have completed, and quick look, again, pause and take a screenshot or something if you want to see what research has been done. We could also do this so you can see all the research that has been done, in case you want to sync up. All right. So I finished building out the mall. Like I mentioned last time, I replaced all the red belts on the iron line with yellow so that it can function. I made all the inserters that I needed, and everything is looking pretty much ready to go. Now, one thing that I did is I cut the belts after the gears and the yellow and red belts. The reason for that is, based on my experience, when I get this thing started up, it's going to just start sucking down every resource that I have on the bus if I just let all of this start running immediately, because it's got to fill all these chests, and I didn't want it to just get out of control. So I cut the belts here, so once we start feeding materials in here, it'll start by making gears and belts and splitters and undergrounds. Once that has gotten reasonably caught up, then I'll release materials to the rest of it and let the rest of the items start to get constructed as well. All right, so we need to start with iron. And I think we're definitely going to need to increase our iron production here pretty soon, because we're not going to be able to keep up with this. All right, so let's, in fact, no, I'm not going to add, I'm not going to add a second iron belt yet, because I'm going to need to make this, I'm going to need to make that with red belts anyway. So let's use this to make it quicker. Okay, and then we'll extend that a bit. And we should bring this down. Okay, and then circuits. And I think I have some more stuff up here as well. Okay. Coal. I think coal is being used in one other place. So where am I going to put my splitter? There we go. You know, as much as I like bots, I never get tired of playing around with transport belts and splitters and undergrounds. I just really enjoy that for some reason. Okay. So this is going to be our first belt of iron going in there. Okay, and then up here, this is where we need the combined belt of the two different circuit types. So let's work on that next. Okay, and to do that, we do need to bring those other circuits over to the bus as well, which we haven't done yet, but we will do. I'm going to grab these belts, and I'm going to remove this now, because we don't need it. We'll put some of those inserters in there. All right, and then we can actually shorten this. Well, we could even shorten it one more, actually. Maybe even two more, but that's good enough. I think I'm going to start making a blueprint book as well. Let me get some more stone brick. In case you guys want my blueprints, I'll make, you know, blueprints of the basic smelting of the science areas and so forth. I know at this level of the game, I know a lot of you are getting to be experts already, and you might not want my blueprints. But I will share those, because I know there's almost always at least a couple of people that want a blueprint. Okay. So here comes the loud part. I did adjust the sound. Hopefully it's better for you guys. Okay. All right, so this is... Oh yeah, I need to get the other circuits out here. Sometimes I lose my place in what I'm trying to do. All right. No, I wish this wasn't right there, because that means I'm going to have to do this. Okay, and then I'm just going to copy this, because that's what we need for combining two belts. And this way I won't have to figure it out again. Okay, good. So that'll give us circuits. All right, we can see that some of this stuff is starting to run already. Once we get circuits over here, then this will start to produce. Speaking of that, let's see how our circuits do now that things are running at higher speeds. I think I need to upgrade those to blue inserters. I'll have to go check that. It looks like the outputs are okay with yellow. All right, and this all looks like it's running fine. Okay, well that looks good. All right, and then we need iron here. All right, and then I'm going to copy... I'm just going to copy these undergrounds to make it a little bit easier. There. Okay, iron goes there. And then we need copper and steel on the next one. Okay, now that's going to be a little tricky, because now I need a combo belt and I need to get past this one. So close. Would it work? No, it won't work. All right, I'm gonna have to. Actually, let me see here. Underground. I can put it right here. This is the closest that I can make it. There. Let's bring our path down. Okay. Yeah, and then, you know, we'll have to jump underground with our tin belt there. But that's not too bad of a compromise to make that work. Okay, and then the last one is stone and stone brick. And I should probably double check to make sure that all the recipes that we're using are correct. All right, so stone and stone brick is going to exit right there. Okay. Nice. Let's check our supply of wood. 6,300. Okay, we're doing fine still. Okay. Well, I think we've got all this hooked up. Yeah, we're still severely limited on the iron. That's slowing us down quite a bit. But I think we can work on that now. Let's finish labeling our map here. So this is the basic electronic board. Did I get that right? Yeah, nailed it. Okay, and this is our make everything area, which I will signify with what, a gear? I think a gear would be a good logo for that. Like I said, it's basically a gear factory with a bunch of other stuff thrown in. Yeah, I can make Mark II radars now. I need to add a radar over here. Right, so you can see that the scanned area of the Mark II radar is much bigger than the Mark I, and I think the rate that it scans is also higher. I could be wrong about that, but I think that that is the case. All right, let's put that there, and we'll put that there. Is there anything on the tooltip? Sector scanning process, I guess, is the only indicator we have. I think it is faster. Let's see if I can find another one of the radar. Compare how it moves. And how fast is this one going? Yeah, it does look like it's faster, but at least at least the range is bigger, if nothing else. Okay, so we'll let this go for a while. All right, so let's see what we can do to improve our iron output. Now I think one thing is that these ore crushers crushed saphirite output is 1.8 per second. And with the stone furnace, well, I just don't know. I don't know what the right ratio is. But I think one of the nice people in my Discord told me that that we can use 4 furnaces per ore crusher. So I think if we upgrade this to steel furnaces to begin with, we'll be doing better. Yeah, items per second is what I need to look at. So it's 3 per second crushed ore coming out. And we can see that these are yellow quite a lot of the time. So we've got 16 furnaces there. Can I make steel furnaces? Yes, I can. All right, let's grab some more steel plate. So that'll be the first upgrade to make. Let's drive up there. Let's take a look at research again. I feel like things are just kind of getting out of hand. Radars 2. Okay, I guess we can do that. I can't figure out why it's choosing the order that it does sometimes. It should normally take the less expensive research first, but it seems like it doesn't always do that. All right, I've got 4, I need 16, so that's 5, 10, 15, 16. And then the next thing that we could do is just double the output. I should be making more nanobots too, I think. Let's get that going, and yeah, let's replace yellow with blue, and we should replace those assemblers as well. Get 5 of those. Okay, so let's try upgrading these steel furnaces and see if this makes any kind of difference in our steel production, or iron production rather. All right, so how are we doing on ratios here? Inputs 1.7 crushed. Output is 3 crushed. All right, we get 2 crushed per second if we have enough ore. 2 crushed per second. One of these will take, yeah, a little bit less than 1 per second. All right, so I think, is that right? A little bit less, yeah, a little bit less than 1 crushed per second per machine, but there's 2 of them, so it's a little bit less than 2 per second. This will make 2 per second. All right, so with 2 furnaces, I think this will still be a little bit on the slow side. I think the crusher is still going to get backed up a bit. But let's first of all put some more mining drills in place and see if that bears itself out. Yeah, we've got a few that are depleted here. All right, have I got any mining drill 2s made? No. So let's produce some of those. Now, with these mods, I'm not sure exactly what the ratio is of mining 1 and mining 2 per belt, because it does depend on what ore we're talking about. So what I'll do here is I'll put the mining drill 2s on the sections where we have a lot of ore being used, or a lot of ore expected. So here, that's over 30,000. It's 23. That'll last for a while. The ones that are below 10,000, let's say, I'll just use the mining drill ones. It's 21. Yeah. Okay. That looks good. We can also swap belt sides there. Yeah, that's going to give us pretty much a full belt. 2 full belts, actually. All right, so let's see how that does. And this would probably be a good candidate to update to a red belt. Let's check here. If I select all of that, that's telling me, yeah, 24 ore per second can be consumed by that. So that's going to be a red belt. A little bit less than a red belt. So let's go grab, I think we should probably have enough red belt now. Let's go grab that and upgrade it. We'll use the upgrade planner. Yeah, I'm going to clear that. So I'll make one planner that replaces yellow logistics items with red logistics items, including the loaders. Okay, and we will name this, let's see. We'll call this yellow to red logistics. Or let's say belts. I think I'll remember what it means to say belts, that is more than just belts. And as usual, I forgot where my car is. There it is. Our biter friends are still being nice and peaceful. So I'm very happy with those guys. I'm proud of them. They haven't bothered us at all. They've been good neighbors. I am going to have to destroy some of them, unfortunately. I don't feel good about it, but that's the way these things go. Okay, how many red belts do we have? Oh, good. We've got quite a lot. That's excellent. Not so many of those. Not so many of those. Because we are completely devoid of iron now. Okay, yeah, our buffer is gone now. So now all we have is what we're currently producing, which is not very much. So we're probably starting to get close to the point where we need to think about expanding outside of the starter base. All right, so let's, yeah, okay. Yellow to red belts, that's good. That's what we need. Some of these belts are starting to, or some of these miners are starting to deplete too. I think we're probably doing okay on rubite though. All right, so I think from here, we're going to start upgrading. This is so much faster than doing it manually. You know, just replacing straight belts is not too bad, but not having to worry about all the corners and stuff is pretty huge. Big time saver. Okay, and then at this case, or at this point, we should probably upgrade these to blue inserters as well. So let's get a new one. Yellow to blue. Yeah. What do they call the normal inserters? Okay, we'll just say inserter to fast. And we'll update those. Oh, okay, I need to make more. Where is it? Here we go. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, that looks good. How are we doing here? Yeah, so I think the yellow inserters coming out are fine. So I think the next thing to do is to double this. And in order to do that, I'm going to have to remove my nanobot construction area here. That's okay, it's served me well up until now. Get rid of this. Oh, that's feeding power to all of this, but I don't think I need any of this anymore. So I'm going to pick up all these power poles and lights. All right, and then I will give some power there for the radar. And I think this is feeding the rest of the base too. Speaking of that, let's see how we're doing on power. We're still doing fine. All right, I'm also going to want to start replacing some of these long runs of wooden power poles with steel. Okay, so I'm going to need to craft more steel furnaces, 8 more. No, 16 more. 5, 10, 15, 16. I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to need 8 more ore crushers. And for that, I need stone. You know, and we could upgrade to ore crusher 2s, but the problem is not... The problem is not that the ore crusher is not fast enough, it's that it's going to be hard to fit more. Oh my gosh, is this warehouse? Okay, no, it's not even half full yet. Thank goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4. Was it 4? No, I need 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and then how are these doing? Yeah, I think this is all, I think everything else is fast enough. So I'll go ahead and copy. Where do I need to copy from? I think from that underground belt. I think if I copy all of that, I'll be all right. And that's as close as we can make it. We need to link up these yellow undergrounds. All right, well, we're waiting for the ore crushers. Okay. Yeah. And I've got more undergrounds in the queue. I must have had some ore crushers on me already, because now I have too many. Alright, give me those underground belts. And I think that's all I need to get this finished. Right there. Is that everything? Okay, that looks like it's all complete. Oh, look at that. Now, all of a sudden, we can handle more mining capacity. So, if it's not one bottleneck, it's another one. Yeah, I'll be happy to replace this big mess of power poles I've got over here. Alright, these are backing up and these two are not. So I think that would be a better, or actually I think what would be better is just to replace this with red belt, where I see it starting to get backed up. Which is right there. Okay. Now we're back to a saturated belt. Let me make one more of these mining drills for now. Okay. Yeah, this is still not balanced. Just do it like that. That's fine. Okay, so that should give us a fully compressed red belt. Let's see if... Oh, I need to extend the fuel line. Okay. Yeah, and it looks like a full red belt will get almost down to the end. Let's just double check that. Items per second, fast transport belts. Huh. Okay, well that says we need 2 red belts coming in to keep that running. All right. Let's go take a look at this again. Go. We forgot the fuel. Now why are you not running? Because of stone? Oh. There we go. Was missing an underground belt on the stone there. Okay. Now the other issue here is on my output. Eight smelters have no... Okay, that's because they don't have any ore in them. Alright, so outputs of plate is a little 13 a second, so that should be one yellow belt. But I don't think that's right, and I think that's just because these don't have enough saphirite to run, and it's not calculating anything for those. So I think what we need to do is bring in another belt. All right, so let me put my red logistics components down here. And with the time we have remaining, we'll go ahead and run another belt of ore. We're going to want to rebalance it there. All right, and I don't think I'm going to have enough belt to get this done. I'll probably have to run back and get some more. Whoopsie. There we go. Oh, maybe I do have enough. Yeah, actually, let's, that was strange. Let's do this. Upgrade that to red. We'll upgrade that to red. Okay, now I'm at a red belt. But I think I'll make 4 more of these Mark II mining drills, and I think I'll be able to get perhaps enough on here to saturate this. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 Mark IIs is almost enough to saturate a red belt. No, I can't do that because then I'm going to start mixing in rubite. But here's what I can do. Whoops, hang on. All right, output priority is on the right, and that is going to be saphirite ore. There's the ore. Okay. All right. So this way, any rubite that it picks up. Oh, excuse me. Time's up. Any rubite that it picks up will come out here and get deposited on that belt. So this one is kind of helping both. All right, and then let's upgrade some of these to Mark IIs. I really I really need a lane balancer over here. Let's get rid of those for a moment, just to simplify my task. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so after 3, we need to come over there. All right, and so we can put a drill there. We can put one right there. So we grab the rest of the ore over on this side. There's not too much of it left. But then the rest of this is generally going to be balancing. I need to upgrade this one to a Mark II. There we go. Okay, we still don't have 2 full red belts. This one is more than full enough. This one could use a little bit more. Wonder if I can get one more up here. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, so this is going to be pretty close to 2 full belts. Now let's go grab my car. Dude. There's my car. I think you guys knew I was going to say that. Alright, now cool thing about these mods is that the higher tiers of belts give you more underground distance. Okay, so this is the midpoint, right? So this is where that second belt is going to join in with the first one. All I need is just a couple red belt sections and I can put this in operation. Actually, that's all I need. Yeah, so these go 10 underground versus 5. So twice as long. That's a nice boost. And then when it gets down here, it'll merge with this belt, you know, as well as whatever's left over there. Okay, so that should give us a lot more iron. In fact, let's look at our production graph for iron plate for the last hour, let's say. Boom. So we should basically be making now 4 times as much iron as before because we doubled the number of furnaces and we changed them from stone to steel, which gives us double the output. All right, so now on the output, we need a red belt. Or 2 yellows. Do I want 2 yellows or 1 red? I mean, I did design this. Let's do 2 yellows now, and then we'll change it to reds if at some point we want to do that. All right, so to do that, I'm going to change my offset on these so that we fill both sides of the belt. So each side will make 1 full red belt. Copy, paste, 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 and paste. Okay, beautiful. And then here we just rotate that one. We put a splitter to balance it. And then we can bring that down to the bus. And I remember to bring my car this time. All right, then we need to hook that up. And we're going to copy the settings there. All right, so these are both reading off of iron. And then that one I'm going to copy the filter. So that's iron plate out. I got some steel there. So like I mentioned previously, just reverse it for a second or two. That'll clear it, and then reverse it again. All right, let me start crafting some undergrounds because I think I'm going to need some. I used up all my belts. All right, so let's get some belts and then we'll finish this up. Yeah, this mall is... Oh no. All my belts are going into undergrounds, or reds, I should say. All right, well, let's put that back. I'll just handcraft them for now. That's too bad, and I already got rid of my accumulator over there. So we'll just have to do some handcrafting like the old days. And I also need to rebalance after we pull off of the bus. All right, so put a splitter, put a splitter, put a splitter. There we go. Okay, now we have 2 full belts of iron. How's that looking? That looks good. All right, it's starting to accumulate again, which is good. Yeah, with 2 belts, that looks fine. Yeah, so we got 1 red coming in, 2 yellow going out. I think this process gives us a 1-to-1 ratio of ore to plates. So that's all looking good. Oh no, actually I have 2 belts in, so maybe it's 1 ore to 2 plates. I forget now. Let's see, casting iron plate from crushed sapphirite. All right, so if I want 100 iron plates, I need 150 ore. Okay. So 2 red belts in could feed more furnaces. 2 red belts in should get me 3 yellow belts. 2 red belts of ore should get me 3 yellow belts of plates if I had more crushing going on. I mean, we can see that the belt's completely full, so we're feeding in more than we really need to. But anyway, it's good to have almost 2 belts of iron, especially over here, where we just need lots and lots of gears. So it's getting there. Once these chests gets full, then I'll connect the belts and let the rest of it run for a while. But for now, I'm just going to wait for these belt chests to fill up. Otherwise, we'll have like hours where we only have like 2 or 3 of each item, and I don't want that to happen. All right. Well, thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Appreciate it as always. I will see you next time. Take care now. Bye-bye.